So first off, we're just gonna get started. I don't know what episode this is, and I'm not gonna go look. Um, as y'all can see, this little podcast that could continues to grow. For whatever reason, we keep getting Instagram followers. I don't even know why. We haven't posted
Where
anything.
did we hit the 100 mark?
We're well over 100. We're almost to 200 now.
No, I know. I remember actually when we hit the 100 mark. For some reason, I saw it. We were like right at 100.
Yeah, so we keep hitting. We keep hitting, but you have your host here, Lebronald Palmer, and
JJ Wood, aka the Dad Bod, Golf Bod. Damn it, I'm so close.
You tried.
It's been so many years. People have said I had a perfect Dad Bod. Sorry. Go ahead.
Cusack, it's fine. No big deal. We got Golf Bod though.
Our official celebrity Cusack. What have you been doing over the last 3 weeks? Have you had any trips separate of the snowstorm that happened in Oklahoma?
I wish. Oklahoma, along kind of with Texas, we went into a huge state of emergency. It was, I want to say, I think honestly, it was record breaking. Like it hasn't happened since like 1889 that it got to negative like 27 degrees with wind chill. We got up to 14 inches in places. It was just unbelievable. I was home for a whole week because I couldn't even get out of my driveway. I couldn't even see my driveway. And it was so brutally cold. You stepped outside and you were out of breath because it just took your breath away. It was nuts. So props to people in Canada that do this all the time. Oklahoma people were not meant for that at all.
And you know who really wasn't meant for it?
Yeah.
the JJ in Texas. So JJ, tell us a little bit about your experience. Of course, I'll get into mine. For those of you who may listen to this, if we've kept any of our loyal listeners from our breaks,
our millions of fans out there.
Down in Houston or in Texas in general, we had a big issue with the power. Like it was ridiculous. So JJ, how was your experience on the north side? JJ's on the north side of Houston, and I'm on the south side of Houston.
Yeah, so I got extremely lucky. I mean, I woke up. So Sunday when I was sleeping, around midnight, I woke up because the power all went out. And then I was sleeping again Monday afternoon because I was so bored because the power was out. And I woke up around 6 or so and it was back on. Like, I think that's what woke me up because I was like, what the heck? We kept our water. Actually, Taylor, right when you sent that text to us, like, how are you doing down in Houston? I was about to respond with, great. We only lost it for a day, and the power shut off like that.
Oh, no.
And I was so mad. I was like, damn it, Taylor. She jinxed us. And then I didn't respond because I was like, and 20, 30 minutes later, it popped back on or whatever. I was like, oh, thank God.
The rolling blackouts.
Yeah, so we got that, a handful of times maybe for the rest of the week. But our water was good. Now up at the golf course, the power is about the same situation as my house because it's not too far from here. But the water was out. They had a couple bursted pipes, but they were lucky overall as well because they burst on the outside of our building and then also the main clubhouse, and the valet fell through the thing. But luckily I saw a video of Carlton Woods, really nice kind of stuff up in the woodlands.
Yep.
My sister's fitness client as a member there, it looked like Hurricane Harvey. Like their entire clubhouse had pipes just shooting water.
Yeah, water.
And it looked like they had a couple feet of water. And this clubhouse is millions of dollars. It's a high.
Maybe one of the nicest. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And Champions also, I heard yesterday, they just redid their locker room a couple of years ago, men's locker room, which is really nice and big, and it's all ruined too. So It's crazy. Like I've never seen, we get one day of snow and it ruins literally our existence in life here in Houston.
And what's funny. Go ahead, Taylor. My bad. Go ahead.
I think one of my favorite things is getting messages on Instagram or on Snapchat. This is probably one of my favorites. So I got stuck at home for a week. We're worried about our pipes bursting, worrying about if we have enough food, which, I mean, it's crazy. Like you can't get out for a whole week because Oklahoma and Texas are not paired for this kind of crazy weather. And so I was able to finally leave. The roads were finally clear. So I posted a picture about it. And I get this really, really nice reply about, I don't even know what I'm talking about. All I got was a dusting. What are you even talking about? You are so stupid. You're so blonde, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You maybe are maybe from Canada or somebody that you guys are used to this, but we're not used to this. Our society down here is not mentally, physically, any type of prepared for this stuff.
Well, what my
I'm sorry if
question
my
was,
selfie upset you.
So what did you say the historic thing was? Because I feel
1889.
But
it was something
that,
like
since you had that much snow or what, or it got that
no,
cold,
since the cold.
It was since how cold it was. Like we've never. I mean, I can't think back to whenever it was past maybe single digits, just cold.
I can't either. And I lived in Oklahoma for 15 years.
It got down
27.
to negative 27.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember.
But that
still
was
remember
wind chill.
It was 6 degrees my first year at OU when I transferred in. I remember Coach Monzingo, who he was a used car salesman. I love him to death, but he's a used car salesman. When he knew how to recruit. He was like, man, Oklahoma, you've never been here. People just, he gets a bad rap, but he's like, I mean, in the wintertime, you're hitting in shorts, just like you are out at Pepperdine. But he wasn't lying, because you are some days. But then I remember that day I got down to 6 and I called him. I was like, I wanted to hit balls in shorts today. And like, I got my truck stuck at the Co Center parking lot because I actually went the grass part. And he was like, well, I didn't say you could wear shorts every day. I didn't lie. I was like, right, you don't lie. But it was 6 degrees because I remember it was 6 degrees. And that's the coldest I think they had seen in a long time. But
so I had a similar experience to JJ with the power, except when mine came on, Taylor actually did jinx me because it went right back off until Thursday midnight.
Oh no!
Wait, so you did have it from like Monday through?
No, I was out Monday till that Tuesday about the time that Taylor texted or whatever it was. It was on for about 3 hours, and then it was off again until Thursday at like midnight. So for like 72 hours total, we didn't have power.
I remember Monday morning because it was dark outside when I woke up. So I went to the golf course and grabbed all the iPads and iPhones so I could set up all the flashlights. And then I realized I had like 5 flashlights in my house.
Oh my gosh! Look, Taylor.
So then I had to get a whole duffel bag full of
Hold on, Taylor. Hear me out. When we need to do survival, JJ is not on our team.
Oh, no.
He is not prepared to survive.
I was walking around the house like trying to prepare what I had heard on the news, and I'm like, where is like any of the stuff they're talking about, like the water shut off thing?
Yeah.
I was like, I found everything though by the end. But
he is not a part of our team. No.
This is how cold it was. So I went outside to go venture out, see if it's actually really that cold. It was. I'm in my snow boots. And I was trying to make a funny video. I was gonna, video myself lifting weights
in a bathing suit,
cool stuff. No, I was clothed.
I've seen you do that before. No,
this was too cold for that. This was way too cold. My snow boots broke in half while walking.
Wow.
That's how cold it was. And I'm not kidding. It went into 3 pieces, and I was like,
"Yeah, that's not good."
Just happened.
That's not good.
I don't know what the coldest in 2014-15 when I was in Ohio. They had their second coldest winter in recorded history, whatever. And it didn't. The wind chill didn't get above 0 for the whole month of February. So I don't know. I think we were like negative 50 something wind chill one day. But what is it like? But nothing disastrous happened. Like, are there snow boots different in Ohio? Are there pipes different in Ohio? Like,
there has to be.
That's what I can't understand. How like all these pipes are bursting everywhere. I mean, we got down to what, like 14.
We do build the houses different though in the South, and it's the insulation.
But Dallas in Oklahoma, they get cold like in the
See, it's
a lot. But why is our crap bursting when it's 15 degrees?
It's because the difference is the way the houses are built here because of how humid it is. The insulation is different. So your piping and stuff. your piping and stuff, when it gets hot, it sweats during the summer. So it kind of expands and contracts. So you can't really put a lot of the same insulation that you would
But what
on the
about Dallas?
northeast. But
They
see,
get
Dallas
humid.
had those problems with pipes though. They did. They had people who had frozen pipes, etc. So theirs is kind of about middle of the road. So, but here in Houston, there's no way you cannot be under 10 degrees and expect like water to be able to get through. We use like regular PVC, and I would get into more building materials, but this is not the podcast. We did. We definitely left our faucets dripping. Otherwise we wouldn't have water. Yeah, we wouldn't have water. We definitely did that. So let's get into some golf business. Since we missed a few weeks, I first want to go to Taylor. Your boyfriend won in Phoenix. Brooks somehow pulled out a tournament.
Which one? Oh,
Brooks Koepka. he won in Phoenix.
I got a story for you about your other boyfriend.
Wait, hold on. Let's stick on Brooks right now. He won in Phoenix after coming back from his quad tendon surgery, just like I had. So there's still hope for me to be a decent golfer if he can win on the PGA Tour. What do either of y'all think? And Taylor, I'll start with you. Like, is this a comeback sign for him when we get to the Masters? Are we talking maybe his resurgence from 2 years ago, or was it kind of a blip in the radar?
I think that he played good golf, and it was just it just kind of happened. I don't see it being he's going to win the Masters and he's going to come back and, it's going to be one of those Tiger moments. I don't see it.
Okay, JJ, what you think?
I agree. I mean, I think he got hot for a 2-3 year period and he was riding such a high at those majors that, he's playing well, that he won those.
He was.
I don't think as a player in general, he's above those top 10, 20 players in the world. I think he's a good player, top 20 player in the world, but it kind of like Jordan Spieth did before Brooks, right? Like they're good, solid players, but they're not Tiger, they're not Rory, they're not DJ. They're not on the same level, in my opinion. I mean, those guys like DJ, people don't realize how good of a putter he is. He's not the best putter on tour, so they don't talk about it. And he missed a couple under pressure, so they act like he's a bad putter. But I think in the few years ago when I actually looked, he was like 25th in strokes gained putting, which out of the top players in the world, that's a really good putter,
And his ball striking is so amazing. If you can be that,
Yeah, so I think he'll be good, and I think he'll contend. Just like I'm trying to find a comparable player, but I don't know. But I think Max Homa winning this past week, because I was telling TJ, one of the coaches with me, he gets on those betting apps like Breon, and
I'm about to talk about it here in a little bit.
Yeah.
On Friday, I hadn't watched the golf Thursday. I knew Sam Burns or someone shot like 8 under, but
he did.
On Friday morning, TJ was like, because we met up there to do the golf based stuff, he's like, hey, I just found Max Homa is some good crazy odds, because he shot 3 or 4 under, I think.
He was like 30 to 1.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I would take him. I got to give ultimate credit to Colt Knost on the PGA Tour radio, because I've been listening to him and Drew Stoltz. But Colt Knost for the last 2 weeks, and this is why my mind was on how good Max Homa is, because I was a college coach when he was a college player, and he was dominant. I mean, he was so good. And Colt Knost plays with them out in Scottsdale, when they're not at tournaments. And he was saying, he's like, for the last 2 weeks, he's like, Max Homa. He's like, nobody realizes how good he is. And when Max realizes, like, he just has to play how he plays, he's going to be a top 10 player in the world. No one knows that, like, because he doesn't believe in himself, or he puts too much pressure on himself when he gets to a tournament. And maybe Max heard that, or Colt's been telling him that, but he's been showing it. I mean, he was dominant in college. He was player of the year, won the national championship. He won everything. And now I think he might've turned that corner, but how about that putt on 18? Like,
the 3-foot one? That's
I didn't know who I felt sorry for and all of it. Sam Burns for kind of falling apart, or Homa.
Max.
But Homa actually won. But then he won. So then I'm like, Finau, because Finau's.
I'm gonna get into Finau. I'm gonna get into Finau. Before we get into Finau, because you're right, I want to go to Taylor's other boyfriend, Bryson, with the most spectacular missed cut that I've ever seen. Like, I don't know
what did he end up shooting? I last I saw was like 5.
I think he was dead last. I mean, he was terrible. Like, what is in him right now?
Do you think that possibly his swing is kind of starting to catch up to him? Do you think
I'm not going to go there yet. I think it could be, yeah, but I think everybody's jumping to conclusions. But like when he missed that cut, but then came back and won the U.S. Open, remember that he kept hitting balls out of bounds or whatever?
Yeah.
Like these guys it's such a fine line from them being on and them being off. Like, you know, and then it spirals and then he might, you know, my neck hurts or whatever. That's what I was going to say about Brooks too. I saw, you shot 78 Saturday.
Yeah.
And I saw him on the range, but I was teaching. I had it on the TV in the background. But so my neck issue, you know, I did physical therapy for. There's a spot right there that the physical therapist would always just dig into, and it would like release everything, like, and feel better. And that's exactly what they're doing to him. I wonder if he has like a herniated disc or something in there, because you know, I don't know. But Bryson, so I turn on, it was on in the background Thursday or Friday, and Andrew Putnam, they're showing him on PG, you know, the telecast, who played at Pepperdine, and my teammate Carl, caddies for Andrew now, and so they're showing Carl, so I'm like texting Carl, then I realized he's playing with Rory and Bryson, and I'm like, Carl, can you get me their autograph? Like, you know, after, and so he didn't reply, and I'm like, man, he's too big time now that he got a pairing with those guys. So then he texted me yesterday, and but anyways, so I was like, what? So I have one experience with Bryson when he beat me in that playoff, but you know, I just said he was a douchebag because he drained that 80-footer and fist pumping, ran around like an idiot.
Oh heaven!
But I was like,
right, Taylor. Wait, hold on, Taylor. Don't let him get past that. How can you call someone anything when they drain an 80-footer?
When I have an 8-footer right there and he drains this across the green 2 slopes, and then he's running around like for a local.
He was excited.
He was at SM. I know, but it made me mad. All right, you don't do that. I got
somebody's jelly.
No, I was like, that's not very professional, but he was
peanut butter and jelly.
So anyways, I missed my 8-footer by about a foot, and I was like, that's stupid, you know, typical golfer. So then anyways, so I was like, no, I said something like, give me their autographs. Rory's the man, Bryson's a douche, LOL. And then I was joking, actually, obviously, because I don't really know. And so he's like, I was like, what were they like? You know, yesterday when we were texting, he's like, Bryson's actually a really nice guy. He's like, he gets all this bad rap because he's a nerd. Like he's a nerd trapped in this big old body that wins the U.S. Open now, you know? And he's like, but he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. And I was like, that's what one of our students that was his roommate at SMU said too. He's just kind of weird. He tries everything. He's not a scientist. He's just a nerd, and he has weird ideas all the time. And one thing caught the single length irons, you know.
So Taylor, do you still want to confess your love for Bryson at this moment, or you got to let us know? I mean,
I would probably go with Bryson. Yeah.
Brooks or Bryson? I mean, you got to confess your love at some point. What would you like to do? I mean, let us know.
Do I have to pick? Can I have both?
Well, yeah, because I'm going to say my.
I'm kidding. Well, you know, they're both taken.
They are.
Well. Say they're not. Say they're both interested in. You've got.
Let's say they're hypothetical.
Hypothetically, which one would you choose, knowing what we know? Like Brooks is hot. He's cool. He's got money. Bryson's a nerd. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's got money. Which one do you pick?
I would definitely Bryson.
Yes,
because
that proves my theory right.
Brooks, I'm gonna have to worry he's cheating on me the whole entire time because he's got that attitude.
Exactly. Girls, you know, you'll see like all these hot girls with like these dweeby guys and they're like married and stuff. It's because girls want to be comfortable. Like Breon's a sexy icon in Houston, and so I'm surprised he's married because all girls are insecure. And if they saw, they're like, dude, he's too good looking. He's going to be
not at all.
On me.
They're going to look at me like,
he's the biggest teddy bear ever.
Thank you.
I know, but
thank you so much.
Hot.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he's too hot. Like girls want that.
If I had hair,
that average looking dork that is not going to be able to socialize with another woman. And so Brooks over here could be a good guy.
Back to golf talk.
Just went into The Bachelor.
Yes.
That was
I
just
don't
my
know.
life theory on
Back to golf
women
talk.
and
We
how they
no
choose guys.
longer are we doing The Bachelor. All right, so before we close that out real quick,
I think it's pretty accurate. I should write a book about it.
stop. Before we go into my gambling this week, I did want to make a comment about Tony Finau. I think I don't know. I haven't heard a lot. I mean, I'm sure it's out there in the media, but I've been on the Tony Finau train before Taylor got on the podcast. JJ, you know, I've always been on the Tony Finau train.
You're
wondering why.
Kawa. What's wrong with him?
Wondering why Tony couldn't close events though. I don't understand how. So I was doing a little research before the podcast today. So I want to come with an actual stat. Did you know that he's finished top 10 in 10 consecutive events, and then 30 events over the last 5 years since he finished top 10 and hasn't won a thing? What is going on? He finished runner-up the last 4 events that he's competed in. Why can't he not close the deal?
He's played really good, just not good enough.
I mean,
exactly. Like he's a good player,
choked,
but is he
choked.
better than Max, who just won? Is he better than Bryson? Is he better than Brooks?
This past Riviera, like it was kind of like Brooks at the Phoenix Open. Like I didn't even know Brooks was playing until Sunday, and he chipped in, or they showed him on 15 or 17.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, I didn't even realize Brooks was playing because I thought he was still lingering with injuries or something. And then Finau was the same thing at Riviera. I was like, wait, where'd he come from? That'd be awesome if he finally like snuck in and won one, where people have always snuck in. Like was it Webb Simpson at the Phoenix Open last year? Birdies the last 2 holes. He didn't lose it. Like
but guess who he beat last? He beat Tony Finau last year at the Phoenix Open.
That's what I'm saying. But people do something great to catch him. You know, like he didn't do what he hasn't done what like Max Homa did on 18 or Sam Burns where they just go bogey, bogey, bogey down the back 9, you know.
But did you notice on the playoff with Max, like he's got a 5-6 foot putt to make, and he just it didn't even seem like he tried. It didn't seem like he was confident enough. It didn't seem like he cared. He finished on the low side, and it was not even. It was kind of hard to watch.
Tony
it didn't seem like he was going to make it happen.
I think because he's never had a huge. I mean, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen where he's had like a 5-shot lead like Sam Burns on late Saturday or Sunday. Like he's always just right there, and I don't think he's choking. I think he's just kind of like Dustin Johnson missed a few key putts and people call him a bad putter. Like, I think he just hasn't like gotten hot. Like he's so good and so consistent that he just hasn't gotten hot like enough, you know, like when those other players just go on a run, shoot 64 and win, you know.
When I look at players, when I look at golfers, Tony has one of the best collection of athletic ability on the tour.
It's similar to Dustin Johnson.
There's only 2 players who hit it further than him, Bryson and Cameron Champ. There's only 3 players who have like a better scoring average than him, DJ, Rory. I couldn't remember the other person, but there's only a few players who have a better scoring average than him. And there's no one who's made more money than him over the last like 3 to 5 years, but Dustin Johnson. So I don't understand what's going on there. Like it doesn't make any sense.
So that kind of goes with the theory, like driving and putting are equally as important because they're both great drivers of the ball. But then Tony, like he's kind of he uses a Peretti putter, and Peretti knows him pretty well. Mike Johnson he's like 3 miles from here, but he's not a great putter. Like if you watch his stroke as a golf instructor, he's changed his grip a few times. He's probably much better than me, but it reminds me of myself. Like you can tell he's just not comfortable. Like DJ is a great putter, you know, and so that's where I think the difference is, really.
Okay. I mean, but
they
to have that collection of
players, but Dustin's going to be a Hall of Famer, and Tony Finau's just going to be a really good, consistent player. Just because the putting without putting, you can still be good. Like Rory was 5th in the world, and he was last in strokes gained putting. But then when you get to be number 1, you've got to make those putts too to get the wins and all that.
Yeah. All right. So my picks this week, as we get out of here, and we'll have y'all leave everyone with a defrosting tip as we're getting out of here. World Golf Championships. Little facts for you all who gamble. On average, the players in the world, you know, it's only 72 players who get invited. All of your top 50 in the world are here, except like 2. I think Paul Casey isn't playing and maybe one other person, but everyone else is here. The last 10 World Golf Championships, the winner has come from the top 10 every time, top 10 in the world. The only time that it didn't come from the top 10 in the world is when Phil won that random tournament where he was like 35th in the world. And we know now Phil is a Champions Tour player. He's not even a golf. He's a spokesperson for golf at this point. He's not even a real golfer. He's worried about his calves. He's worried about his
social
dance
media
moves.
videos.
Yeah, his social media, etc. So my picks this week,
which I think is kind of cool.
I think so too. I mean, he's a
That's
good ambassador.
what I would do if I was good enough.
So before we close out, I want to get into Tiger too, but I want to tell y'all my picks real quick. So I am going all in this week. New course that Jack Nicklaus built called the Concession. Never has had this level of tournament at the course before. Bryson won his college championship there, beating CT Pan in a playoff. So he's got some good vibes. But 2015. But I am riding Tony Finau in this one. I'm only making one pick. I'm only making one pick. That's it. Tony Finau.
Concessions in Florida, right?
It's in Florida.
They moved it.
It's in Tampa.
Yeah, it's at the Concessions. The Big Ten used to have a tournament there every year, and they moved it the year I got there. But the national championship was there when Bryson won.
Bryson won.
And all I heard was about the court, how great of it's a great golf course and rewards. Like the best player is going to win. You know, like
yes.
It doesn't suit. I think it may be pretty long, but what course isn't? But it's just a good golf course. So, you know, the guy who's Tony Finau, who's always solid, you know, all those guys.
He's got to do it.
He's
got to do it this week.
Yeah.
He's got to do it this week. So I wanted to make that brief. I don't have a whole card. I am riding Tony. Like, and I'm gonna put some real money on Tony this time. Like actual.
Oh man.
He's got to win. Like this is the time. Like no better time than now.
I hope he has the mindset you do, or he's never gonna win. But because if he just keeps playing, he's gonna win. Like I don't think he's gonna. And I think it could be. I think I might have heard this song, so I might be copying like the Golf Channel. But like David Duvall, remember? I don't know if you watched golf back then, but
yeah.
And Tori, usually my girlfriend, I'm always saying you weren't even born yet, but Taylor probably wasn't even born yet. But it was like 2001. Like late 90s, he was always up there, and then he finally broke through and he won like 10 times.
Wait. Your girlfriend wasn't born in 2001
She was
yet?
born. No, I always say that as a sarcasm, you know.
Wait a minute. We can't speak past that.
I kind of wish she wasn't. I mean, I'd have like a 20 or 19, 20 or, well, no, they got to be 21. They got to be on legally.
Listen, why did Tiger come on TV before we leave? Why did Tiger come on TV either high as it gets, or Vicodin, or drunk as it gets from a bender?
He had a driver that could take him.
Taylor, why?
So I'm really hoping that it was painkillers. I mean, trying to get over some stuff, but
poor guy.
I saw that he had some really bad pictures all over the internet.
Yeah.
And his agent was not on that at all.
No
one was helping that guy.
Like I've never met Tiger Woods, but he's been an icon, or you know, when I started playing golf, that's when he came on the scene, and like you can't not worship him as a golfer, but like when he dies, and I hope it's not anytime soon, but it's going to be a really emotional time for think my era of golfers, like of male golfers, because he kind of ruined it with the females with his stuff. But from a golf standpoint, like he was it. Like when I started playing golf, it was just him. Like, you know, I don't know.
Next week, I want Taylor. Have you seen the Tiger documentary?
No.
Okay.
It's
JJ, have you seen it?
But it's entertaining, but I don't want to.
LOL. I thought you meant Tiger King.
No. Now you're kicked out.
You live in Oklahoma. Tiger King's bigger than Tiger Woods in Oklahoma.
So next week,
that's where my mind went.
We're gonna wrap this one up, but next week I would like us to do a full breakdown. Now that we've seen where Tiger is going, I want to make a prediction now that I believe that the last time we're seeing Tiger professional is when he played with Charlie. I don't know if he'll ever play again. And I think that's why he rushed to play with his son.
I found a video today where he was playing recently with David Spade, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not real.
That's not like a tournament.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
No, I don't think he'll play. No, what I'm saying is, I don't think he'll play a professional event again. He might.
You don't think he's going to try
things.
and come back for the Masters?
You think it's more serious than people are letting out?
Look at how he looked on national TV. When did Tiger was always buttoned up. He's more top buttoned than me, and he let himself get on TV like that. I can't see it. I think he did that last hurrah with his son. And just,
wait, I'm gonna give this a pause, so you can edit this if you need to.
I'm not editing it.
Go. It's that black privilege. You buttoned up black people.
Oh my!
I can't.
Well, I've been hearing this white privilege all the time,
and I'm not editing it either. You see, I'm leaving that in.
Buttoned up. I had to say.
But
goodness.
I don't know. Again, I don't know what episode this is. We're going to do a full breakdown of the Tiger doc. I think it's important. JJ, get your caddy friend on also. I think that would be a good conversation.
Yeah. So he's going to Puerto Rico, or he was in the airport yesterday, and he caddied for Aaron Baddeley, if you remember.
Oh yeah, Bads. Yeah.
So he caddied for Cameron Tringali probably 5 years or so, and then which they were best friends in high school and college, which I don't know what happened. Maybe we can ask. But he was with Aaron Baddeley all last year, and then Andrew Putnam, who was a teammate at Pepperdine now. But and he's a golf instructor too on when he's not caddying. So we're gonna meet up next week. Maybe we do a podcast with him, because he said Mondays and Tuesdays obviously are the best times for him. So if we can do one of those days, but I want to pick his brain, like, because he's on every practice putting green on the range all day, when like early in the week when guys are grinding, doing drills, all that stuff. I want to see what they're doing. And Aaron Baddeley is like the best putter of all time. I don't know if you've ever looked up his stats. It's ridiculous. And I think that could be my comeback right there.
That's what we got. We got your comeback. So Taylor, anything you want to leave the people with before we get out of here?
I can't wait till it gets so warm so I can go play, because there's still snow on the ground, but it's starting to go away. So hopefully, fingers crossed. But that's all I got.
All right,
it's 80 degrees here today. I got my shorts on.
I got short sleeves. See, I'm all biceps today. So we're doing
me
good,
too.
So
wow.
that has been an
unknown body. You still got some biceps. You just got a bigger stomach.
That has been the unknown episode number of the Golf Performance Group podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on golf_pod. Follow us on YouTube at Golf Performance Group. You can follow Taylor at Taylor Cusack. You can follow JJ at JJ Wood Golf and at Golf Performance Group. And you can follow me at Lebronald Palmer. So we appreciate you all listening. We're out.